day and welcome to yet another edition of V Alert. In case you're just joining us for the first time, V Alert simply means Veritas Alert, and it is a time or a moment when we get to review the Veritas newspaper.
It's a great day, a great time to get all the information and news making the rounds in the Archdiocese of Benin City, the Catholic Church, and a bit of sports information here and there. My name is Chioma Ifemeje.
And I am Ume Obianuju. Before we dive into the business of the day, we have been celebrating Easter. We are still celebrating Easter. How has your Easter celebration been, Chioma?
Well, still talking season of Easter celebration. My Easter has been wonderful. I'll tell you why. My birthday was April 5th, so that ushered me into April 9th, where we had the Easter celebration. And after the Easter celebration, we had a public holiday on Monday, and I had my leave vacation. So that has been obviously wonderful. And of course, I'm here now reviewing the Veritas newspaper. How was your celebration?
My Easter celebration was quiet. I stayed indoors all through, watched movies here and there. I didn't even step out from my house. I don't think so. I did not. But for the fact that Choma had a splendid, wonderful Easter celebration, I want to be like you when I grow up.
All right. Well, enough talk about the Easter celebration. We are ready to delve straight into the business of the day. It is V Alert Veritas newspaper review. Stay with us.
Welcome back to V Alert. Straight to the business of the day. Right in front of us, we have copies of the Veritas newspaper. In case you do not know, you can get a copy of the Veritas newspaper for as low as 200 naira at any Catholic church here in the Archdiocese of Benin, or you can come down to number 34 Airport Road, Benin City, and get a copy for yourself.
In our hands, we have the special Easter edition newspaper, of course, the National Best Editorial Award winning Catholic newspaper. The major headline on the front page says, "Last known miracle before Easter, Jesus gives life when hope seems lost," Pope Francis says. Details on page 3.
Just above the major headline, we have a sub-headline which says, "Why I Founded Epilepsy Foundation, Angela Asemota." You can get the complete story on page 18 of the Veritas newspaper. I think I would like us to talk about this particular story for a while. We all know that there are some people who do not know what epilepsy truly is. I would like you to know that epilepsy is simply a disorder in which the nerve cells activity in the brain is disturbed, causing seizures. And epilepsy may occur as a result of a genetic disorder or an acquired brain injury such as a trauma or stroke. And this foundation that Angela Asemota has created, I think is a good one.
I think what Angela Asemota has done is simply thoughtful, especially coming at a time where WHO says more than 50 million people worldwide have epilepsy, and nearly 80%, and this is a large percentage of those persons now, nearly 80% of them live in low and middle income countries. An estimated 70% of those people with epilepsy could be seizure free if properly diagnosed and treated. And this gives you an insight into what Angela Asemota hopes to do with the Epilepsy Foundation. I'm sure when she gets the support that she's currently soliciting, the help that she's soliciting, she'll be able to cater to their needs. Now, these persons who may not be able to cater to their medical bills will get the needed support that they truly deserve from well-meaning Nigerians. So if you're watching us right now and you feel it in your heart to support her, be you a business owner, a body, a brand, a government parastatal, or speaking as the Catholic Church, I feel you can also support this foundation. It will go a long way to better the lives of those patients who are currently living with epilepsy. Thank you.
Still above the major headline of the Veritas newspaper, the front page of the Veritas newspaper, we have this interesting news story that says, "How Benin City Archdiocese St. Augustine Parish Others won CMON Provincial Award." You can check that out on page 6 of the Veritas newspaper.
Archdiocese and Sacred Heart members mourn the passing away of her president, Onefeli. Now, this is a sad news. Archdiocese and Sacred Heart members mourn the passing away of her president, Onefeli. Details on page 5. I pray the family members and the church in general find the fortitude to bear this irreparable loss. It is a huge blow to the Sacred Heart community.
Not just to the Sacred Heart community, to the entire Catholic Church at large. And we really hope that his soul rest in perfect peace. Still here on the front page of the Veritas newspaper, we have a cover picture that represents a firefighting expert, Mr. Akuli Godfrey, who is demonstrating to a cross-section of priests and religious across the Archdiocese on the basis of how to make good use of the first aid firefighting equipment, that is the fire extinguisher, during a one-day seminar with the theme Safety and I, organized by the Agape Intelligence Marshal in conjunction with the Catholic Archdiocese of Benin City at Bishop Kelly Pastoral Center recently. I can see the Reverend Sister, I can see a priest and everybody trying to learn a thing or two from this firefighting expert, Mr. Akuli Godfrey.
They look very intrigued. They look really interested to see what's happening. I mean, I feel like it's a great demonstration, which goes a great way with the theme that says safety and I think learning how to use a fire extinguisher, having one is one thing, then learn how to make use of the fire extinguisher is another. More stories on the front page of the Veritas newspaper here. Aguleri Diocese. Make Christian formation a primary mission of your diocese. Philippazi charges Isizo. The story started off on the front page and continues on page 3.
Below the major headline, we have a sub-headline here that says, Laity Week, Anira, others appreciated for industrial service to the church. Laity Week, Anira, others appreciated for industrial service to the church. You can find that on page 5 of the Veritas newspaper. I like the fact that Archbishop Most Reverend Augustine Obiora Akubeze has recognized the goodness of the laity, not just Anira, the laity at large. I mean, it's one thing for you to do something good, it's another thing for you to be recognized. Don't you think so, Chioma?
I think it's a wonderful development, a commendation that of course goes with being selfless and industrious to the church. I think it's a beautiful thing when we give to the church. You know, from the goodness of our heart, the thoughtfulness is beautiful, and having to see that Nira and others are being commended, I hope this would be a moral booster to keep doing good, not just to Nira and others, but to you watching and to I, who currently speaks to you. More news making the rounds on the Veritas newspaper. Jubilation as Our Lady Queen of Angel Schools open new Marion Grotto. I love Marion Grotto, so congratulations to them. Details on page 6.
Moving on, we also have this one that says 6 Jesuit priests take vows of final incorporation in Benin City. 6 Jesuit priests take vows of final incorporation in Benin City. You can find the full story on page 7 of the Veritas newspaper. 6 Jesuit priests who have taken their vows of final incorporation in Benin City.
Looking at the story concerning the incorporation of the 6 Jesuit priests, one particular statement caught my attention that says, our deepest gratitude society goes to the Society of Jesus. She accepted us when we applied. This is also coming from one of the priests. Says recently she accepted our application to enter into it definitely through the final vows which we have just witnessed. Over the years of our formation, the society has furnished a conducive space for us to grow in our vocation. Now, this is coming from one of the just incorporated priests. Congratulations to them once again, and I pray that they be blessed with the wisdom and strength to go about their priestly duties.
Last but not the least, just below the major headline here on the front page of the Veritas newspaper, we have the sub-headline that says Pope appoints new secretary of dicastery for evangelization. Pope appoints new secretary of dicastery for evangelization. You can find this on page 3. You can find the full story on page 3 of the Veritas newspaper. It has been the alert. Stay tuned because more to come. The editorial comments.
Welcome back. You are watching The Alert Veritas newspaper review. My name is Chioma Ifemeje.
And I am Ume Obianuju Nicole. So for the editorial comments today, the April edition, we have this beautiful, amazing topic that says the need for a peaceful coexistence amongst citizens of Nigeria. The need for a peaceful coexistence amongst citizens of Nigeria. I'd like people to understand that Nigeria is Nigeria. Whether you are Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, you are first a Nigerian. And I believe that if we look out for ourselves, let's forget about I know that the election just happened, post-election drama and all of that, which I would not even like to really talk about right now on V Alert. But I believe that if we are brother's keeper, naturally, definitely there will be peace in our society. Don't you think so, Choma?
I do believe so. I do think so. We may not want to delve in details regarding the post-election drama, violence, thuggery, inducements, you name it, so whatever it is you have to qualify the just concluded elections. But what we know and what we did experience during the election, especially if you are an electorate, if you partook during the elections, because I voted, I was outside and I saw everything that happened, at least from my environment, from my area, from my polling unit here in Benin City, Edo State. I saw to a large extent what happened, and as a journalist I was also opportuned to cover the election. So the topic that says the need for a peaceful coexistence amongst citizens of Nigeria couldn't be coming at a better time in our country today, April 2023. We just had the general elections concluded February 25th, and we just had the governorship election and House of Assembly elections March 18th, which was it was moved from the previous week to March 18th, and we saw all of this. We followed the news on ground and on social media. To a large extent, we do know that we live in a technologically driven world. Every day we get to find out new technological, breaking ground innovations, and one of which amazing innovations I would say has been social media. Social media to a large extent showed us and gave us a large insight into what happened, what played during the general elections. We saw tribalism, we saw bigotry, we saw financial inducements, we saw violence, we saw thuggery, we saw a lot of menace that plagued the election. So this would give you an insight into why we have and the need to cover and ensure we have a peaceful coexistence. It does not just end with the government. It doesn't begin and end with the government. I honestly do believe it starts from the grassroots, from the lowest level, from the lowest of foundations to the top. It begins from you and I, from the home, from the family, from the schools, from our churches, from the marketplaces to the top, to our government, the local government, the House of Assembly, the Senate, the House of Reps, the President. It begins from everywhere. We are the change we need. When we're calling for peace, we are the peace that we need. So I would say, I do believe this topic comes at a strategic time where our parents need to do the work. They need to call their children to order. They need to speak to their children. We should not allow ourselves to be tools of violence in the hands of some of these persons who do not want the peace of Nigeria. There's a lot we have to say, however, time may not permit us here on V Alert, but we do ensure and we call for a peaceful coexistence in Nigeria.
That's it for the editorial comments. We are moving down to the back page of the VERITAS newspaper, where we have our sports extra. We have a couple of news from the world of sport. In case you're a sport fan, you would definitely love this. NPFL winner to earn 100 million naira. I think I need to repeat that. NPFL winner to earn 100 million naira. That's a whooping sum. A really whooping sum.
Makes me want to play football right now.
Can you
I would play football for 100.
Can you play football?
I would learn how to play football for 100 million naira. I will learn.
But football comes with age. There's a certain age you get to that.
I still fall within the age category. I like to think. I mean, I'm not 40, right? It's 40, right? It's 40.
I think it's 40. Yes. But I really want to see you play football.
We'll try.
But aside from the particular sports story, we also have
still talking sports extra on the back page of the VERITAS newspaper, 2023 April edition. Sir Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger have been inducted into the Premier League Hall of Fame. I do think this is long overdue. These are one of the heavyweight champions that tell you when it comes to soccer world, when it comes to football world. So having to hear that Sir Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger are now being inducted into the Premier League Hall of Fame. Wonderful news.
I don't think there's anyone who doesn't know.
Congratulations to them.
I don't think there's
Wonderful
anyone.
news.
I don't think there's anyone who doesn't know Alex Ferguson.
I don't think so.
Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger. Anytime I see their face, all I see is Manchester United and Arsenal. Okay, it's officially almost rather a wrap on VERITAS, but we cannot let you go without telling you that you can advertise with us. Yes, you can place an advert here on the VERITAS newspaper. You can contact us for your product, adverts, change of name, announcements, ceremonies. We can come cover your events, be it birthdays, be it weddings, be it funeral. We are just a call away. Kindly reach us on the following numbers you are seeing right now on your screen.
Yes, we can call it out just so you can grapple, or rather get the number just as it is scrolling across your screen, which is 0806 125 5024. Contact us for your advert placements, change of name announcements, ceremonies, or what have you. Our rates are very affordable and they are overly negotiable. It has been a pleasure being with you today on The Alert April 2023 edition. I cannot wait to be with you again next month, God willing. My name is Choma Ifemeje.
And from my end, make sure you do take care of yourself and be your brother or sister's keeper. My name is Ume Obianuju.